What's up, you guys? This is Alex AK. In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can earn over $100,000 just by using open houses alone. I'm a real estate agent in Southern California. I've been licensed for 5 years. I'm an investor. I do some wholesaling and I do some other things. I wrote an ebook. It's called The Open House Blueprint or the $100,000 Open House. Before we go into the meat and potatoes of the video, one thing, I want to apologize in advance if there's some background noise in the segments to come. Sorry, there's just been tons of birds flying right here over the window of my office, and the video is too good to recreate. So I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna get tons of value. So don't go anywhere. Let's get started. Essentially, what's going to make you successful with open house is a combination of 4 things. I have my whiteboard here and an iPad. If I'm looking down, that's why. 4 things. So setup/preparation, communication, body language, and confidence. Okay, how you lock up the deal, meaning when the person is ready to leave the house, you ask them, you try to basically marry that lead, and they give you an objection. That's very important. That's number 3. And number 4, you being a follow-up machine. So I'm gonna touch these segments right here in the video, but obviously I have it well broken down in an ebook. So I'll do my best to kind of dissect this for you guys right now. So number 1, setup/preparation. A lot of it might sound a little basic for you guys, but that's just where it starts. The foundation is the foundation. It's nothing crazy. It's very basic stuff. I want you guys to show up to the open house 20 minutes before it's supposed to start. That does not include you guys putting out the signs. Obviously, I'm bullish about putting 12 to 15 signs in major intersections and just, it's just mandatory. That's what I would always do. So don't skip that part. You have to open the blinds. You need natural light to make the house look bigger. That's mandatory. And in general, natural light just sets up the whole atmosphere to being more positive, more happy, which is what you want. No darkness in open houses. That's a no-go. Okay? You gotta make sure the house smells nice and fresh. Obviously, you wanna have a cologne. You don't wanna overbear. You wanna go too crazy on this. Couple sprays here and there. Every little detail is important, guys. I'm being serious. Lastly, make sure the property doesn't, it's not dirty anywhere. Make sure check the bathrooms, the toilets, make sure there's no junk there, and do what you gotta do to get rid of it. And that's it. Once you're there, great. You're done with that first step. Second step is where you position yourself. So a lot of people don't really know, should I stand outside of the house or just be on my phone, pretend when you see a person pull up and you're just pretending you're not seeing them, or maybe you're one of those people that waves at them. I don't think that's the way to do it. So the way to do it is you want to put yourself 10 to 15 feet away from the door. You want to have a place to sit, or if the house is completely empty, there's no furniture, still 10 to 15 feet away from the door, sort of just nonchalantly walking around, okay? You never use your phone. I don't want you guys to use your phones or anything or computer while a person's walking up. You're standing. When the person's walking up, you're standing, your hands are not in your pockets, you're not on your phone, no devices. Your full attention is on that person, okay? That's that for now. Now, no sign-in sheets. I do not use sign-in sheets. If a seller in my own listing asks me if I do sign-in sheets, I explain why I don't, and I give them the benefits of why I don't. And what I use is an iPad. I like to put an iPad somewhere in the vicinity of, not right by the front door, but I want people that when they walk in through the door, just like I'm looking at you guys, that's where the iPad is. So about 5-10 feet away from the door. And because with the iPad, everyone loves technology. That just like kids, if you want to distract your kid and they're being annoying, give them your phone, right? Adults are not that different. We're distracted by phones and iPads and TVs. So we don't want to distract them though. Here we want to use that device to our advantage to build rapport. You see what I'm saying? And so I will go over it, but at some point during the open house where you guys are talking, chopping it up, building more rapport, momentum, you want to invite them. I invite these people, come check this out real quick. I want to share something. Just take them to the iPad. I have the MLS app open, the CRMLS here in Southern California, and I have the pen for the iPad. And I let them use it. I don't touch the iPad. I just tell them, hey, come check this out real quick. So here's sort of what we have. I'm pointing at it, and then I take the pen and I give it to them. Here, take a look, check it out. They'll take it. It's all sales. They're just going to take it. When you act confidently, you give them the pen, they're going to take that pen. But what you want them to do is you want them to engage with your iPad. As a result, they're going to be engaging with you. You're building this is a trust component that's very important in there that you're creating. You're showing them comps, you're showing them the pictures, you're showing them what's in escrow, what just sold, and that sort of thing. And you get to be kind of face to face. You guys are pretty close, you're engaging, so that's a very important piece. Lastly, as far as setup and preparation, dress code. I can't stress this enough. Dress for your market. Dress for your market. Because when I first started, I wear suits, full-on suits. I'd even wear a three-piece sometimes. And I'm here in Orange County. I'll be wearing a three-piece suit, and I'm over in like blue-collar neighborhood where people just everyone's works really hard jobs, a lot of labor. They going home late, and you're there with a three-piece suit. And I'm just being truthful with you guys. The connection's not really there. Sometimes when you're wearing flip-flops and you see somebody with a suit, I don't know if you can kind of make that connection. So dress for your market is what I'm trying to say. Depending on where you are. If you're in a beach city, there are a lot of beaches around me, so I'm dressed more casual. I've learned to just honestly, t-shirt, pants, maybe even Vans shoes, or even Chelsea boots, maybe something a little more clean, okay? It makes a big difference because you kind of want to know who's going to walk through your door, what kind of demographic that this area consists of, what would they dress like. And believe it or not, it's a huge component to you guys locking up the deal, okay? That's that for setup and preparation. Now moving on to communication, body language, and confidence. That's step 2. My first tip for you guys is smile, laugh, and be animated. So you can't be, last thing you want is being awkward at an open house. And so you have 2 types of individuals that are gonna walk through your door. You have the person who's also confident and animated and sort of laughs and they're in a good mood. Awesome. But most people are not like that. Most of them are very, very reserved, tough to approach, a little combative, kind of hard to read, right? And so with these people especially, what wins them over is making them feel comfortable, accepting them for the type of personality that they are. There's a saying that you guys might be familiar with, shit testing. I mean, people would shit test you, and that's just being honest. People would purposefully act in certain ways or say certain things to test you and see how you react. And so it's true in the dating world, and it's true in the real estate world, business world. So when you talk to somebody, it's important that you're smiling, you're laughing, and you're animated when you describe the property or you tell a story. That sort of thing, you have to maintain that throughout the whole experience when the person walks in, because that's how they're going to remember you. And you want to separate yourself from other agents. And doing everything I described in step 1, setup and preparation, mixing it with being able to communicate, having body language, confidence, smiling, laughing, and being animated, that's really gonna win over the person, especially when you go through the iPad process and you're getting ready to lock up the deal on their way out. Step 3, locking up the deal. Now guys, I want you to understand that there's a lot more that goes on with making $100,000 with open houses by securing these leads. A lot of it is in the book, so I highly recommend that you guys take a look at it. I mean, education is tax deductible, so I'll just leave it at that. But to make this video as condensed as possible, moving on to securing the deal. Assuming you guys went through all the steps, assuming you guys read the book and you kind of know what you're doing, then at the end, the client is pretty much where you guys are supposed to be. You guys communicated, you guys laughed, they used your iPad, you did a great job voicing the house. Everyone's on, you identified the decision maker, if there are more than one people at the property, okay? And then right at the end, you kind of want to approach them when the rapport is already built, and you sort of want to just say, so you're not working with any agent, are you? Sort of like that, just very nonchalantly. So you're not working with any agent, are you? And again, see, animated, and your facial expressions and everything, and you're being really cool about it. That's very important. You want to show that you're cool, like you're not thirsty for it, and that's the best way to do it. So assuming people say, let's just assume they say, this is the response I get most of the time. Two types of people. Someone says, yes, I have to work, yeah, or yes, yeah, I have a good friend of mine that's a real estate agent that's been helping me out. Or second time, that's the direct, honest response most of the time. Second response is someone who might have an agent, but they're that's people who, they don't want to like hurt your feelings or make you uncomfortable. So they might be thinking of you. You've done all this work, you've built that rapport, and they almost feel bad telling you like, yeah, there's someone I'm working with and whatever. I get that a lot. Those are the people that are my favorite clients to convert to me. And so they say, usually, yeah, there's an agent. She's been sending me a couple properties and here and there, and this and that. My immediate response is, okay, no worries. I mean, do you have to use that agent? Just like that. That's the biggest. That's the best line, guys. Trust me, I've tested it, tried and true so many times. Because what it does, when you ask, do you have to use that agent? It challenges their ego. Because who likes to be forced to do anything? So do you have to use this, or do you have to go to war, or whatever it is? Most people are like, they think, no, not really. I guess I don't have to, because right. Who has to use a realtor? They don't have to. They can, unless it's a family member they're dedicated to, then they don't really have to. And then from there, that's perfect, okay? So assuming they say that, and most times they would. They say, yeah, I do. You say, do you have to use that agent? Not really. Okay, sounds good. So how about we do this? I don't have business cards. It's kind of an outdated method. I'd rather honesty and transparency. If you like me, want to work together, here's my phone number. What's your number? I'll just add it right here. And that's what I say. I hand my phone. I already have my phone on the way to them to punch their phone number. That's exactly what I do. They punch in their phone number, and I say, okay, great, awesome. Well, nice to meet you. Repeat their names. Make sure you look at everyone, smile, awesome, laugh. Hey, listen, awesome meeting you guys. I'm going to follow up with you just as soon as I'm done here, and we're going to get the process started. Locked in, okay? But let's just say hypothetically somebody says, no, I have to use another agent. My question is, look, no worries, I get it. Most people know 2 to 3 agents off the top of their head, but you know what? Why do you have to use that agent? I'm just curious at this point. Like that, word for word. When you say I'm just curious at this point, it's me kind of giving them the notion that, hey, I'm not gonna chase you anymore. At this point, you told me you have to use somebody, but I'm just curious. Well, why? I want to hear the reason. Because anytime they give me a reason that I can come back, rebuttal them. You know what I mean? And so whatever reason they give me, my typical response is, it's a case by case, right? But I still try to procure the deal and say, look, how about we do this? If for any reason this person you're working with doesn't seem to work out for you, or they're not cut out for what you're looking to get out of a real estate agent, here's my phone number. Or when I want to punch in your number, we can just stay in touch. I still give my phone number out. They take it, they put their number, and I still text them, and I converted leads like that. So I hope this helps you guys. So far, so good. Last part, follow-up machine. If you don't know how to follow up, your business is going to die. And that's a fact. And so here's a couple of things on how to follow up. Number one, you need to have a CRM. So you need to have a program in your computer where you can punch in your leads. It's a database, phone number, email, name, where they're from, some notes on where you met them, their hobbies, any trigger points that you remember, report points where you can call them, follow up, and okay, this guy, we talked about football, he likes football, he likes this, he likes that, and then you add that to your database. Okay, you want to have your leads set up by temperature, super hot, hot, and warm. We're not dealing with cold leads from open houses. There's no point almost in having a cold lead, just a looky-loo. There's just no point. You can collect them, but I'm talking cold leads are people who they just stop by, just random, and they really have no motivation to move, or they're like 4 or 5 years away. You could grab their email and put them on a drip campaign, but I usually don't waste my time with people like that. So super hot, hot and warm. Super hot is someone who's ready to buy right now. they most likely have been pre-approved or they're on their way to getting pre-approved. You've asked those questions obviously at the open house. So they're ready now. Hot, they're ready within like a month to 3 months. So you talk to them, you identify that, okay, they're right around the corner. So they're gonna require some follow-up, they're gonna require some work. And then lastly, warm leads, 3 to 12 months. Up to 12 months, that's fine. Because those things can change. They can say, I'm looking to buy in the next maybe 12 months. But then you call them a month from now, and now they're ready now, or they're ready 4 months from now. You see what I'm saying? So every category has a different set of follow-ups. So with the super hot leads, you need to be in touch with them practically every day or two. So just give yourself 48 hours. Within those 48 hours, you're supposed to communicate with them either by exchanging properties, you send them something, or you encourage them to send you something that may catch their eye, and you give them something like maybe market update, but not vague. You don't copy a link and you copy something, or you get a link, you send it as a text, and you say something specific about it. Hey, check this out. I think you might find this interesting. I just found out X, Y, and Z. Those are the type of follow-ups. They're very proactive. You try to secure appointments to go and see properties with them. So you give them ideas, you're engaging. Your job with super hot leads is to make their life easier. The less they work looking for a house, the more money you're going to make and the faster it's gonna happen. So, okay, hot leads 1 to 3 months. Those are people that most of the time I end up following up with them like 2 to 3 times per week. 2 to 3 times per week, I set these people up on an automated concierge MLS campaign where I know their criteria. The MLS pops up listings for me every morning, and I cherry pick which ones I think fit the most to that particular client, and I send it. I send it by email, and then I send a follow-up text and say, hey, sent you an email with a couple properties I cherry picked with my team. If you see anything you like, let me know. Maybe we can go check it out. Like that, mixed in with maybe a market update, just like what I said before. Periodically, if you know anything they like sports or food or something, say something that's unrelated to work. Build a little bit more rapport that way, or crack a joke, or be yourself. Don't be too professional. It can kind of push people back. Lastly, warm leads, 3 to 12 months. These are people that you also put on an automated MLS campaign. You send them properties probably once per week. Ideally, you don't want to overwhelm them or work too much for that, because we don't really know until they give you a definite answer of exactly when they're ready or what problems they need to solve first to get ready. More or less once per week, automated MLS campaign, one text, checking in. Did you guys see anything you like? How's it going? How's the pre-approval? Just saying hello, and then throw in something for rapport, something personal, okay? Pretty much, guys, the rest is in the open house blueprint or the $100,000 open house ebook. I highly recommend you check it out at the description below, but I hope that following these 4 steps, you're going to secure over $100,000 from commissions, from leads, from open houses. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and thank you so much for your support. See you.